So we're back, and we are going to talk about...
Stop. Statement. I told you I wanted to start with something.
Okay.
So, no offense, be quiet. You see, Kyrie Irving, there's something called young and the useless. And you are young, and you are useless. Yes, you are a free agent. You can go anywhere you want in life. That's your right. You were given the golden ticket, my friend, in Boston, to lead one of the greatest franchises of all time. But now you've become Curtis Rowe. You become Sidney Wicks. You become Dominique. Rasheed Wallace. You're not a leader. LeBron's a leader. You're a loser. You're a loser. And you proved as much when you had your little knee injury and these kids just gutted their hearts out into the Eastern Conference Finals 2 years ago. And then you come back, bitched and moaned about not getting enough shots, not enough this, not enough that. Well, now you're gone. You don't like Boston. You don't like Danny Ainge. You don't like the franchise. It's too cold. Oh, no. Oh. You're a disgrace. Number 11. There's Michael Smith. That was number 11 for the Boston Celtics. There was Dana Barros. He was a real stiff.
Dana Barros. Shout out University of Colorado.
You done?
Go on.
Good. So, you know, you're going to move on to somewhere else. To Brooklyn. They don't want you now, do they? Nobody wants a moody bitch. No one wants a moody bitch. And that's what you are. You ruined the franchise. You'll be known for your Cleveland days. You're scoring all those points, helping LeBron out. But there's always going to be this time in Boston where you had it made. You had everything at your fingertips. You did nothing with it. Watching the Celtics this year wasn't fun. And that sucked. Sucked. Monkey dick. I enjoy watching the Celtics. When Cedric Maxwell said, I just said, you know what, Cedric, he's right. Watching the Celtics suck this year. 1 game win, 1 game loss, 1 game win, 1 game loss. All those kids next year, they'll win 45 games without your ass. Goodbye. Goodbye. Good riddance. Goodbye. Am I Keebler Elf, Curtis, with this goddamn beer? Am I Keebler Elf?
I thought you wanted more quantity than quality.
Fine. I really held back on that because I wanted to swear. No. I wanted to fucking. You know, when Brooklyn now is thinking about. I'm sorry. You know what? I'm jumping ship. Please go.
No. Please.
You want to keep talking about this? Kyrie.
Yeah.
You look at your watch and make sure. Oh, I'm allotted time today. I'm allotted time. Well, thank you so much, and I'm allotted time to talk about the Celtics.
That was our second topic, but keep going. We'll get to it'll be a good segue.
I enjoy the fact that Kyrie wants to go to the Nets. That's like the same structure as the Celtics. Well coached, a good organization, good surrounding players, and now they're thinking, well, maybe we don't want this guy. What a surprise!
Do you think he goes back to, or not back, but do you think he migrates to LA?
I don't know. Now does he want to stay home? Maybe the Nets say. I don't know why, they want a package deal. They keep saying they want Durant and they want Kyrie, but why would
Who?
Brooklyn.
That's a tall ask.
Well, let's say they get both of them. We know one's not playing.
That was my
Oh, you got little notes now?
That was my
mental midget, you're like Kyrie.
No, for sure. That was my
We'll hold off on that. You want to know where the Celtics go from here? They listen, Horford I don't blame. Now, Boston made him a 4-year deal, which I was shocked about. Yeah. I thought it was a 3-year deal and change. No, they were going to give him a 4-year deal to stay. He didn't want to. Supposedly some team has $112 million waiting for him. I get it. It's his last contract. I'm not mad with him. Kyrie, I'm out of my mind with. I'm not mad with him. He needed to go. That's fine. If that means Morris goes, I'm not sad about that. He had all sorts of stuff to say last year. He was like, Kyrie Irving's a chemistry buster. And one of the things that you heard the rumors of was LeBron treated Kyrie a certain way. So now Kyrie treated Jaylen Brown and Tatum a certain way. Are you kidding me? Those kids are just getting it together. They weren't a hardened veteran like Kyrie was. Kyrie had the mental capacity because he's been there and done that.
Of course.
Those kids in the Celtics haven't done that yet. And to treat them like that, Who the fuck does he think he is?
You need to be a father figure.
Listen, Kyrie Irving's gonna be a Hall of Famer, but there's always gonna be the 2 years on his resume in Boston with all those banners and all those numbers where he's gonna be known as a failure.
Well, to me, I never knew why he went there. To be honest, I don't know what agents were working on. It didn't seem like a good fit. It
wasn't his first choice.
It just didn't seem like him. We were in the delivery room, more or less.
Right.
With your child.
Right, yeah, with Asa and all this.
And when that came down, I remember going to you on my phone and you were like, what? Like, you were excited, but yet,
as like pieces of crap college friends would say, I had a love affair with Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
And I love Jay Crowder with the grit and the toughness. And when those two kids went, I was sad. But I was excited as well.
No. But you were right in that sense to be excited because you had a good cluster of players that played well together.
Yes.
And it's funny, I was just watching a clip on Instagram today about what's his name from the Warriors, Draymond Green.
Yes.
Saying the reporters were asking him about guarding Kawhi Leonard, and they were like, how do you do it? Blah blah blah. And they're like, he's like, we don't know. Like, he wasn't a scorer when he came into the league. Some plays he looks like he's out of the play 100%, and then he comes in and he's an enigma.
Yeah.
You don't know what he's going to do because he's so mild, he's so plain faced. You seriously don't know what he's going to do. He could dunk on you, and he just has there with a straight face.
Stoic, he's very stoic.
Yeah, he's very stoic. And it's amazing because there basically no one else in the league that does that.
Right.
Like, there's no one else that does not show flash. And even him, the memes of him after winning are phenomenal. He's just like, yeah, awesome, cool. You sit there like, dude, what excites you?
You wonder, though, if he's not trying to get excited because he doesn't want to be there. And this sounds so silly.
Yeah, but he was, I think...
it's kind of like, I won a championship, hooray, yay. And then he's saying, where am I going now?
Which is amazing, to be honest, which is amazing because he didn't even want to be there.
Right.
And he wanted to But that's how good he is.
Yeah! But
I still remember him celebrating with my good friends from high school when UConn beat San Diego State in the Sweet 16 or something to get to the Elite Eight or to get to the Final Four, because they were like, oh, Kawhi Leonard's like really good, blah blah blah, he's a lockdown defender. And when we went, I was like, oh! And now you see people. There was a clip I saw again on Instagram that it was in the finals when I think it was when ultimately the Heat beat the Spurs, but it was when he was 21. Kawhi Leonard came into the game and LeBron was shooting a free throw, and he looks at who's coming in the game and he goes, fuck. He just goes, shh, damn it.
But he's also being stoic too, because he doesn't want to leave any hints as to, imagine if he starts saying, well, thanks Toronto, it was great, bye, and all of a sudden he's out the door.
Oh.
So
but let me tell you.
That's him.
I know, but
look, I'm a Keebler elf.
To me, it's refreshing to see someone that is that it's like that, because you don't get that anymore.
He doesn't seem ego-driven.
He's not ego-driven.
He's a meat and potatoes kind of guy. He's the opposite of Kyrie Irving. Yes.
Yeah. His main source of I was going to say promotership, which is not a word.
Promotership.
Yeah, but his main driver for,
I'd say joy. His joy in playing basketball.
Yeah, but like main contributor for money outside of basketball is New Balance, which is plain Jane 100%. And even all of the promo, like I love New Balance stuff. I have the shoes, their sweatpants, everything, and it's great because it's so dialed down, and it's so his lane.
And they thank you for their promotership of the New Balance.
Yeah, and shout out New Balance. And but it's funny because his shoes that they came out, I was like, oh, those aren't that bad. Like, they're actually a good-looking shoe. Steph Curry comes out with a shoe, Under Armour. I'm like, those are garbage. Everyone just roasts them throughout the internet. I'm like, what are you doing? It's funny to me because sometimes, at the end of the day, sometimes when you just let things come to you,
yes,
like I think Kawhi does, they all pan out.
Right.
Like the New Balance thing. Like, you're a mild-mannered person. You have a mild-mannered brand. It panned out.
But you just said it. Even when he left San Antonio, it all panned out.
Yeah.
Didn't like what he did to leave it, but guess what? But it all panned out.
But at the end of the day. But at the end of the day.
That's his personality.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, his talent speaks for itself.
Right. I mean, I'm not questioning that.
Oh, yeah. But no matter where he goes, which will be... It's funny because 20 years ago, a guy like that would never have been like, oh, I'm going to go to this team. I won a championship. I'm going to go to this. And
the league wasn't built like that.
No. But being the man.
Right.
More or less. Like, yeah, Tim Duncan was on his team, but he was the dude that was up and coming.
But Tim Duncan wasn't going to say, okay, now I'm going to go to Sacramento and do it there.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to go to the Lakers and do it there. That wasn't what Larry Bird wasn't thinking. Where am I going to go next?
And let's talk about real quick, and we'll go back to this within 15 seconds. DeMarcus Cousins being the new Karl Malone.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not comparing the talents.
No. And I'm
just comparing.
He never wanted to leave Sacramento. And
I know.
No offense. See, that's where I disagree with you. All bets were off once that happened because he wanted to be a Sacramento King for life. And once he got traded to New Orleans, it's like, okay, now I can punch my own ticket. Karl was a lifer. Let's say, Cousins, if he was in Sacramento 15 years and then he pulled that power play, but karma got him too. Like karma's going to get Kyrie Irving. I'm sorry to keep saying that, but Karl Malone had a bad knee injury, and at the end, too much talent, too many egos. Yeah. The Lakers paid the price on that.
The ultimate price.
And Detroit was bluntly a better team that year.
Correct.
With Billups and that whole crew, of course.
That is.
Burp on your own time. Unprofessional.
So let's get to the first topic because I know you had to get that off your chest.
Thank you.
So NBA Finals. I say good riddance because the Warriors will not be anything anymore. We have it's my fourth topic, but I've heard rumors Durant Warriors are going to trade Durant because he can't his Achilles. They're going to sign and trade someone else.
I heard the rumors too.
Yeah, so there's that on the block. DeMarcus Cousins going to test the waters.
Of course.
So Clay could possibly leave.
Just with the injuries, they're not going back to the finals. If a certain Toronto superstar decides to play for the Clippers, the West is stacked. It's unbelievable. So there's no guarantee. No. Once Houston figures out what they're going to do, Horford goes to the Clippers or where have you. My God, I don't care if they were healthy, Golden State. The West is going to be stacked. It could be 4 or 5 teams in the finals.
Well, this is the thing, and I'm going to segment this up because say Kawhi goes to the Clippers.
Yes, and that's possible.
Doc is still there, correct?
Right, of course.
Okay, great coach, great player. Coach him, and he is one of my favorite players in the NBA. Probably my top 3 is Patrick Beverley.
He's a free agent, though.
Oh, no, you resign him immediately. To me, you resign him immediately. That guy, he is what you need. Like, that and Rondo. If you had those 2 guys on the team, you were going to get... Rondo
would probably be available money-wise because you can't sign both those guys. Because Beverly's going to want 12, 13, 14 mil.
A year?
Yes. He will come in. After this year, Kurt, he's going to command the contract. He's going to get it. Some team will pay him that.
Holy crap!
So think about that. That's why this one won't work.
Well, no. In
the perfect scenario,
pie in the sky,
paperclip.
Like you have Kawhi, Patrick Beverley, Rondo. You have someone that brings the ball up. That is a true point guard.
Right.
You have someone that is a lockdown defender of anyone.
Yes, I agree.
Besides Shaq.
Right.
he will get inside your head,
right,
and he'll just talk nonsense to you.
That's
for 40 minutes.
He'll chat your ear off.
He doesn't care.
No,
and people are like, "What's wrong with you?" You're like, "What's wrong with you?" He just doesn't care. You have that dimensions, and then you have someone that's that, like we said, stoic as Kawhi Leonard is, and just goes wherever, and then you have a couple pieces of the puzzle coming in.
In a perfect world, that team.
Oh my God! But that's what
Gallinari is going to have to be traded. I mean, there's going to be a lot of things.
But to me, and what's his name was just. I know I'm getting a little off subject here, but Mike Conley just traded to the Jazz.
Yes,
and I feel bad for the guy because he's a good point guard. He's a good. He doesn't do. He stays in his lane.
Memphis went another direction. As soon as they traded Gasol, I was like, well, Conley's next down the road. I didn't realize he was going to be at the end of the season, but the draft dictated. And you know what? Conley's going to do okay. Utah's a second-round team now in the playoffs.
You got Mitchell, and you got Rubio, I don't know.
Ingles. I mean, you got a lot of good players. You got a solid team.
You got a solid team. And
great center there. I mean, it's a good team.
Yeah. And
it's a good team, though. It's not a great team. It's a good team.
Exactly, but for him,
he makes a lot of money. He makes a lot of money.
I have a dilemma for a lot of professional athletes where they're, especially NFL players, where there are a lot of players now you see, like Antonio Brown, that's like, hey, I'm going to go to Oakland. I may not win anything, but I'm going to get paid. I'm going to play another 4 years, and I don't have to play again because I made all this money. And I'm going to go be a talking head on a show and get paid even more. And I don't need to damage this. We're seeing a dynamic now more than ever, I feel, that people or professional athletes are getting smarter around the head injuries, especially in NFL. NBA is here.
Yeah, I'm wondering where we're going with this.
No, here nor there, but you see a lot of players like a Conley that, at the end of the day, I feel like he has some say in where he's going to go. Like, hey, I could be a unrestricted free agent. I could pick up anywhere. Oh, no, I'm going to go. Like, okay, I go to Utah.
You think Memphis consulted with him?
I would hope they.
I don't think they did.
That sucks,
I think he would have tried to go to another
LA
team. Yes,
like,
yes. So no, I disagree. I think
to be honest,
remember Memphis just had some changes in their front office too. I mean, they had some Boston Celtic people there that got demoted. So taking that, in fact, I think they looked for a partner that would give them some assets.
Okay.
And Jay Crowder's going to be good down there, and what have you. And that's what they did. I don't think Conley had any say in this one. I think they just said we need we're drafting this amazing.
He's been there forever.
I understand.
That sucks.
I understand. And they were the defensive lockdown team. Memphis was great with Tony Allen and Gasol. Those teams were fun to watch, but they never got to that. They were always that. I always say it. They're just one player away. Like the Bucks now, they're just one player away.
Yeah.
So no, I think he got traded to Utah and. They're a second-round team.
Yeah, no, I agree. It just sucks for me because I see someone that, for me, I see someone like Rondo, and I've talked about this with you a million times. I enjoy that he likes being the facilitator. Conley was that, plus he could make his own shot.
Yeah.
He didn't, but he also didn't try to take over games. He knew his lane. Yes, there were times where he was like, "Hey, I got the hot hand," for sure. But I don't feel like he was that guy that was like
a strange cat because he never got to that. He had superstar money, but he just never got to that superstar. But that's part of it because he didn't try to do too much. I think if he did too much, some of it would help, some of it would have been hindered, but he would have been that superstar.
It was a catch-22. Like
but he had Gasol, he had Tony Allen, so he had
Zach Randolph.
So he didn't have to be the guy.
But you had great components around you.
But they paid him like he was the guy, and to me that was always
But
that's why they couldn't pay that next player.
That's true. And at the end of the day, as markets gain viewership and everything, you're going to get paid more because that's just what the market is. I mean, you see it in soccer. You see it in in 2009. The record transfer fee was $80 million. Now it's like, $50 million for some no-name guy. Now you're getting an NBA guy is getting like CJ. One of my biggest gripes of the NBA contracts were, I think, like 3 years ago, CJ McCollum got like $100 million contract. I'm like, what did this dude?
That was the Evan Turner. Portland gave all these average players above average money. I know what you're talking about.
But what did this guy do? And I'm sorry, CJ McCollum. I'm sorry if you're listening to this ever.
You're not listening to this.
You didn't do anything to get there.
Neither did Evan Turner. But remember, the TV contract.
No.
And the money exploded. So instead of being logical, these Portland, and I don't know why, because they were always so fiscally minded, went crazy. And they went crazy with Evan Turner. I'm like, I love Evan Turner, but it's like,
he's not that good.
$18 million good. Or whatever they gave him. It was insane.
A year?
No, it's insane. It's insane.
Holy moly.
I like that Crabtree kid, too, but they Portland overpaid him. I'm like, you're getting rid of your financial flexibility. For what? And that's why they get swept. They were another player away. All these teams are.
Portland was.
No, they're one player away.
No.
Believe me, they are. They were one player away. Now it's.
They didn't.
Now we'll see.
Who's their center? Sabonis' son?
No, Sabonis' son plays in the Indiana. Hey, you better watch it. Sabonis was pretty good in the USSR. Blew out his knees.
No, he was
a very good player for Portland.
No, he was a fantastic player.
3-point shooter. Did all the rebounding. It would have been amazing to see what that guy did in the NBA if he got there before.
When he was in his early 20s.
Right, the knee injuries.
It would have been amazing.
Right.
Or you see any of that for a lot of players that had to go through college.
Right.
Like, you never know. Right. You see a guy like Sean Kemp that was... If that freaking strike never happened... Remember his first year in Cleveland, Sean Kemp was still an all-star. He looked plumper. We all were wondering, did you hit the snack bar several times at McDonald's, Burger King, and Denny's? But no, he had a good year. I think guys like Vin Baker paid the price. Yeah.
I think a lot of those guys.
University of Hartford.
Well, not me. But those guys who had too much time on their hands with personal chefs. And they thought a balanced meal was 3 Big Macs in each hand. Those are the guys that paid the price.
Well, that's true. I mean, I was just watching highlights of Sean Kemp in Seattle in his first 2 years, and I was like, this dude was insane.
The problem with Seattle with Sean Kemp,
it was so fun to watch.
Right?
So, he just caught a ball from the 3-point line, and in 2 steps, you're like, oh, please don't get in his. Oh, jeez,
George.
You just saw him. You're like, Chris Gatling. Chris Gatling.
Yes.
Got the.
And he pointed at him. Chris had to shook his hand.
Twice.
Shook his hand.
No. First time he pointed at him like this,
and then they shook their hand.
And then the second time he pointed, he was like, all right, good job.
Enough's enough.
Like, stop.
George Karl never played him the minutes he should have. He always curtailed his minutes. Imagine if that guy would have gotten 35 or 40 minutes.
And when he came in the league, what is 18 years old? Play him all the minutes you want.
He was supposed to be a Kentucky kid. The grades weren't there. So
obviously.
I was like, okay, I'm going to just got to... And then he was a mid-round pick. Boston could have had him. They picked Michael Smith. Remember that Seattle draft?
Who?
What was the Seattle draft? They got two kids. They got Dana Barris and they got Kemp. Kemp's up. Dana obviously went to Philadelphia, but
Dana Barris?
Yeah, he was pick 16 and 17.
I thought Dana Barris was drafted by Boston.
Nope.
Oh,
when he signed with Boston,
Billups. I'm thinking about Billups. Yeah. Because University of Colorado.
Was it 51 games, 11 points, 4.3 assists? Let's get rid of him.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's a good thing. He's not going to be a future MVP of the finals ever.
Well, not. And listen, for Boston, he played for 6 or 7 more teams, and he did the same thing at those. Besides, before he got to Detroit,
super consistent.
Yes, but he was.
Well, he got to Detroit and he had rip.
Right.
He had Wallace.
Get back to your list here. You're spinning me round and round here.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm
getting sick.
I'm sorry. I'm
probably getting sick on these Munchkin Bud Lights you got me.
These people
are sick. And so is the audience watching this.
All right.
Continue.
So I do want to, before we get to the C's, the Celtics, I do want to finish up with your last notes of the NBA Finals, because I had some text to you.
Right. You came over for part of a game which we recorded.
Which we were it was game 5.
Yeah.
They could have closed out.
Right, and they didn't. Well,
and they didn't. But at that point in my head I was like, "Oh man, they're going to go back to." In my head, I said,
"Oh, not me."
They're going to go back to Golden State.
Yeah, not
and
me.
this is going to be a done deal.
That was
no one knew that Clay was going to get hurt and all that. But they have never had to deal with all of these injuries at one time.
Right.
They've always had to deal. They've never dealt with a team that was fully stacked. Ever.
I've never seen a team get to the finals and have more injuries along the way. Because usually those teams, you lose a superstar player, they get picked off.
Yeah.
And they somehow beat Houston, and I was like, oh. And then when Thompson went down, I'm like, oh, no. There can't be any more games, because if they survive that game, a game 7 in Toronto would be a 40-point blowout.
And I have no idea who cleared Durant to play. That doctor should be stripped of his license, because
the Warriors should be stripped of their license.
Because
Mike, how do you clear that kid?
If you touch anywhere around your ankle and you're going to spring and you're like, oh, that's it. No, stop, because Kobe did that. He wasn't the same. Yes, he won championships after that, but he wasn't as explosive. I get it. Durant is 7 feet tall. He's a gargantuan human being.
Doesn't matter.
But
oh my God,
no one has been the same after that.
No, Dominique Wilkins looked pretty good, but that's the only superstar I can think of who came back.
The Warriors, if to my last note, could be like, hey, we don't need you anymore, my man. We're looking to jump ship.
And they're not saying, but you're not saying.
Even if you, but
they want to re-sign all those guys. They do. I told you about that.
It's impossible.
They're going to have $54 million tied up in Clay and Durant. Those two guys aren't going to play, Kurt, for one season. Why would you do that? I'd say, you know what? It's been fun. I'm re-signing Clay.
Well, let's say
Durant, I'm going to sign and trade and get something for him.
Let's say this.
You got
Durant's not playing this.
No, maybe Clay won't either.
Durant's not playing next season.
No.
You can't play. You're going to get the surgery alone, you're going to have at least 2 months of just recovery, and then what? Walking? It's going to take you at least 8 months to get...
Maybe thinks about the playoffs if everything go. Technology has improved all these injuries.
But you're going to have to get shooting rhythm again.
I agree with you, but you never
I don't
know.
give a shit.
I never rush that guy back for anything again after that. I say you don't play unless you're...
I don't even know why they did it.
I don't know. They're all to blame. They're all signed off. The doctors, coaches, Myers, that whole crew. They should be ashamed.
The one he cried to after he lost to LeBron when he was in OKC. His mom was like, okay, you're good.
I bet Westbrook signed off too. Get him out there. Get him out there, please.
Harden and him were like, no. He's good to go. I didn't get it. And the memes were great about him. The doctors were signing off on him, like there was Victor Conte and all this.
It's not funny. It's sad.
It's sad. It's so like, you know what?
Stupid.
It was
karma. It's basketball karma. I told my college buddies it's basketball karma. They're like, "Oh, you should be ashamed for saying that." No, I'm not. Basketball karma. No. You and I are on the same wavelength when they came to OKC losing their superstar.
You know what? They did it, and you know what they did? They paid the ultimate price.
I love when you use my slang.
They paid the ultimate.
They paid the ultimate price,
and that was losing a championship, losing a dynasty that was basically fake to begin with.
Yeah.
The Golden State Warriors were never going to be this forever dynasty. They've won, besides the 75th or 75 or whatever it was. No one
Al Addles.
No one counts that.
Oh. Well, no one counts that. That was a great championship in the mid-70s.
But you have to understand that no one knows your knowledge of basketball. So anyone that like from like 2002 on, people are like, oh, okay, like oh, how many have the Celtics on? Okay, one. Okay, well, how many did they win when white people were the only people to play? Oh, okay, like 18. Gotcha.
When white people played,
it was like Hoosiers all over the place.
In 1814, we took a look. I mean, come on.
No, but really, I'm just, like I said in my notes, good riddance, because there's enough bandwagon players now that I didn't even know that were bandwagon players. That my biggest problem out of all of this is that Nick Young has an NBA championship
disgusting
with the Warriors,
and
he
disgusting.
Wants it like he played every game. One of my favorite videos right now is the Jeremy Lin highlights of the finals, and it's 2 minutes long of him like misdribbling and like him passing a ball. Granted, my man.
Why are we making fun of him? We made fun of him the last time. You're sick. Why are we making fun of Jeremy Lin? I'd rather make fun of Young.
Well, no.
I'm making fun of him even better.
No, I agree. I'm just saying both of them don't do anything in the finals, and they celebrate like I am the man.
Nick played 8 or 9 minutes a game, Curtis. That's a lot of minutes.
Garbage time.
Nick Young just likes to talk, and he had so much basketball talent. If he took that talking and put it into his defensive game, he'd still be playing nowadays instead of watching it on Hulu. I'm watching it on Hulu now too.
All right, which brings me to my next topic. The C's, your team, the Celtics.
I thought we just
the Celtics. Okay, we are all right. Where do you go from here?
Plan J. I love it. It's Plan J. I didn't make that up. It's Plan J. I love now that you're going to put the two kids in command of the franchise and say, you know what, go for it.
Because Rozier's out. He's gone.
I can't see him coming back.
After all the shit he talked?
Well, everybody, so a lot of the kids are working again. They're working out. He's nowhere to be found. Okay? So, you get Tatum. Are you checking your watch there? Nice watch. You get Tatum. You get Brown. You get Marcus Smart. Maybe Gordon Hayward gets back to a little bit of all-star form. And you know what? If you put it, you're going to have upwards of $34 million to sign someone. That's a 45-win team if everything works out. And in the East, if Mr. Leonard goes bye-bye, who knows?
Yeah.
They could be an Eastern Conference Finals team again.
Now,
they were without Kyrie, weren't they?
Is there any
2 years ago?
Is there a shot of it out that you get Kawhi or no? No. He's not staying in the East.
If you're going to be in Boston, which place Kyrie hated, why would you want to stay in Toronto? I mean, to me, weather-wise, there's not much.
Yeah.
I think he's getting off the East Coast. He's a West Coast boy. I don't blame him.
Not to deviate from the topic, but I was shocked that he actually went there, Kawhi, it was like he almost won it in spite. He was like, yeah, I'm going to win this shit. Like,
I don't think so, because they weren't talking about Toronto in the beginning of the season. They were talking about the Celtics. Toronto was like that second or third team, but
I'm saying, like, at the end of the day, like, he took it upon himself to be like, oh, no, I got this. I'm going to go here and do really well, and then even if I get to the Eastern Conference Finals, like, I think someone's going to. I'm an NBA Finals MVP. Without that, now I'm a 2-time MVP,
which is phenomenal.
And he should. And to be honest, I know the Greek Freak is going to win it, but
rightfully so.
Right, but Kawhi, what he's done
he missed too many games due to injury. That's why he won't win it.
No, I know, but like, it's insane.
It is insane.
Really, a full body of work of like what he did. Where he locked down, it's just it's incredible.
The playoffs were a great sampling of how amazing.
Leonard, it was awesome.
He's an amazing player.
Fun
to watch.
And it's humbling because he's not. He's like, yeah, no, we did.
He's not Charles Barkley. We just want to shoot. When he was a player, you just want to just shut up.
Stop talking.
You have to get Leonard. You have to poke him with a stick to get him to say 3 words. You got to love it. Because as a PR department on your basketball team, you don't have to worry about him.
All right.
Back to the Celtics.
Back to the Celtics.
Plan J.
So it's a Plan J. So really, you're going to lose Kyrie. You're going to lose Horford.
You're probably going to renounce both their rights, which will help. Which will help with that upwards of $34 million. You're probably going to not re-sign Morris.
Mm-hmm.
Rozier's this enigma. I have no idea what they're going to do with him. He's a restricted free agent, remember. So if they really want him, if Memphis tried to sign him to a $100 million contract, they can match. And he stays in Boston.
Yeah.
They won with him. We talked about this before, but they won with Rozier.
Yeah.
Did he do too much damage by getting on talking? They all talk. They talk on social media. They talk ESPN.
You never know, though. You never know.
Listen, if Rozier comes back, that's a 40 to 45. That's at least a 45-win team. And then we'll see who. There's still more trades to be made, and their draft wasn't bad.
Which brings me to my next point: NBA draft.
Very predictable NBA draft with more trades than I've ever seen.
One of the
unbelievable
Miami Heat get Bol. Trade him to Denver. I was like, oh. I would think that Miami would want something for them to be someone physically and metaphorically high in stature.
What's the problem? What's the rumor about Bulls? The attitude.
Oh,
they have Whiteside down there who also has an attitude.
Oh, they still have Whiteside there?
Yes. How many attitudes can you have on the same team? We saw a good sampling space in Oregon with Bol. 52% shooter from three-point land.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God, he had a 32-point game.
He was looking down the bucket like this.
He has interesting skills, but the ankle injury. He just finally got healthy. That was a concern. But I heard it was an attitude issue.
Back, knees, ankles.
He was a
Sean Bradley, Manute Bol, Shaq, Zabonis.
Yes.
Any big man has back, knee, and ankle injuries. Every single one of them, because it's not normal. You're not supposed to be.
7 feet 2.
You're not supposed to be 7'2". I'm sorry, it's not the.
But think about this. ESPN had him at a top 5 in the draft. I didn't think the Celtics would let him go by. And all of a sudden, it's out of the first round. And I'm like, that kid's still sitting in the green room, and he got up and left. I don't want to hang out here anymore. I think if Denver slowly works him, G League, everything else, I think in a year or two he might be able to be productive.
To me, if you're Denver, you immediately hire Olajuwon. You immediately hire him. You immediately hire any big man that was, and you just for months.
Dikembe.
Months, just dude, work with me. Every day.
I want him working defensively. We don't need any offensive game. That's why Elijah want to be more offense. I want Dikembe to show him the rebounding and the block shot tricks.
To be honest,
that's really what I want him to do.
To be honest, I don't give a shit. It's either or. Tell him how to move in the NBA. To be like, hey, people are gonna foul you no matter what. You're gonna be 3-4 years in the league. No one's gonna call. You go to the rim and you get fouled, you're gonna.
That's why I want him in the G League.
No one's gonna call you.
That's why I want him in the G League, because I want him to get that experience.
You need to understand that you are going to get massacred. Nothing's gonna be called.
Right.
So until you get to that 3rd, 4th year where people are like, oh, okay. Same thing with Blake Griffin. Was learning like, okay, he wasn't getting called. Then later on, same thing. You have to do the steps. Learn from dudes in, I don't know where he's from, Bol.
His dad, he's from Oregon's where he played, but he's American.
Yeah, but where is his dad from?
Dad is from Sudan. I think it was
Sudan. Okay.
Killed a lion with a spear, and that's not a joke. He played his basketball in college at Bridgeport, University of Bridgeport. He was drafted illegally, I think by San Diego. They said he's ineligible for the draft. He played a season. If you ever went to, back in the day, you went to the University of Bridgeport, his Washington Bullet, he had a huge picture.
You're talking about Manute Bol?
Manute.
Oh, I thought you were talking about this.
No,
this guy. I'm like, this guy was just USC or UCF. Like I know he did. No, I knew about New Bowl. I thought you were talking about this guy. I'm like, when did he go there? I didn't get that memo. No, I remember that. And actually, what's his name? Shit, he went to UConn, and he
Don't bring up that center from UConn who ended up with OKC, who was drafted second pick by Houston.
Not to beat.
To beat.
No, not him. It was
to beat in both two different animals.
It was one guy that his brother went to University of Fairfield. Oh, it was Suleiman Wan.
Yes,
that was the guy. Yeah, he was like 6'2" or 6'3", scored maybe a point and a half a game, but was just a gargantuan, dark human being.
How dare you bring up these obscure UConn references that only you and I know? Now, only you and I know.
I'm sorry.
Let's get back to the draft here. Predictable.
Yes. So, well, you say it's predictable. So,
top 5 picks were
predictable. Out of all the picks, because it's near and dear to my heart, maybe I'm going to coin them as my team going forward, because I feel like one day they will get out of this shroud of ridiculousness that is James Dolan.
That doesn't help. If you think one player is going to help that, he's going to do very well there. They need a lot more.
Well, it was funny because Barstool's on Instagram said they had J.R. Barrett, that's in there. They had his picture of him getting drafted, and it goes, "What do the Knicks need?" And he goes, "Everything." Starters and bench.
Let me tell you, you can bring J.R. Smith back. You can bring J.R. Reed back. You can bring Patrick Ewing, as you would call him. Oakley. You can bring back
Anthony Mason.
You can bring back Phil Jackson as a player. Okay, that franchise. Yeah.
Wait for it. Bob McAdoo.
Yes. You had to bring up Bob McAdoo, didn't you? Another number 11, like Kyrie, number 11, another loser for the Celtics. Put him in with the Sidney Wicks, Curtis Rowe, Dominique, Bob McAdoo, all these stars who came to Boston and couldn't get the job done. They're all lumped together, Curtis. Rasheed Wallace, too. I already said that.
How dare you?
How dare you?
Rasheed Wallace got the job done when he was
fat and out of shape in Boston.
When he needed to get the job done.
And did nothing.
How dare you?
How dare me nothing. He did. Yeah, he did.
He got the job done.
Yeah, in Detroit.
That's all he needed to get. He was enjoying.
Fast.
He was enjoying.
Fast.
He was enjoying.
Give him 3 weeks. They take off the weight.
He was enjoying steak.
In Boston, he sure was plenty of good places to eat.
Definitely Budweiser.
Oh yes, not these. Not
lights. Not lights.
Look at the big crackers and cookies.
Heavies. He was enjoying his time. He didn't want to win for Boston. You know why? Because Boston was not
finals that year, and his production could have been critical. Not 10 points and 4 rebounds a game, but 16 points, 7 or 8 rebounds.
Well, very quickly, I remember watching this.
Curtis Rowe. Sidney Wicks.
I remember watching this series with you, and I think if I stand corrected, correct me if I'm wrong. The Celtics would have won that series if Kendrick Perkins didn't go down with that ACL injury.
Yeah. Next.
I'm just saying.
I told you that they never lost. The Celtics never lost a series with all those guys playing together.
But injuries are a part of the game.
Yes, it is. Golden State knows that well.
Yeah. Now more than ever. So those were I had the Knicks as my last topic. I had Durant. Where do you think he goes? At this point, he's not going to play in 2019.
Maybe he opts. I keep thinking this kid's going to opt in for $31.5 million and just
not play.
Yes, it's his option, not the team's option. He has a player option for $31.5 million
to not play.
Why not rehab on their dime?
Good God!
But I think he'd give serious consideration after doing that to re-sign with them when he's 32 years old, I think.
And how
this injury?
How old Steph?
Listen to me. This injury is awful for him because he could have been top 5 in points all time. Heaven knows what now. I mean, he could have been one of the 5 greatest players of all time.
Ever.
Now, heaven knows. Heaven knows. You just said it. Dominique was the only one I remember coming. I remember one year for the clip with his half year with the Clippers. Dominique was averaging
Kobe.
30 points a game. Kobe was at the tail end though, but he did make a comeback. But they're never the same.
But he had a supporting cast.
Right.
In a good, out of anyone, he had a supporting cast that was. There were dudes that didn't want the shine.
Right.
There were dudes that like, you take it. I don't want it.
Who'd be dumb enough though to take Kevin Durant for a year? I know teams want him because they see the potential, but I wouldn't take him. I wouldn't take him knowing that in the first year he's just going to hang out. That's why I think he opts in, and then I think he gives again serious consideration.
But after that, but Cousins is gone.
I don't know how you're going to pay all these kids.
Draymond Green's going to stay.
Well, I think if they extend him. They need to extend him, and if he doesn't like the terms in a year, he's going to leave.
But in my eyes, Thompson's out. He's going to be like, "Hey,
he's going to stay there."
You think so?
I think Clay stays. I think if anybody's going to be out, it's going to be Green, and it's not going to be for lack of trying because they're going to try to pay him, and it won't be enough. This is a Horford situation. They're going to try to pay him.
So who do you think picks him up?
Green?
Yeah.
Well, he's going to play next year, so he plays for Golden State next year. We're going to worry about that. Let's focus on that in a year because he's there next year.
Interesting, but
they all stay. No one's leaving. The top tier.
Cousins gone.
The top tier. Cousins not top tier. Well, but the two top
Cousins and Durant are gone. So
I say Durant stays.
No.
Clay gets re-signed.
Yeah.
Now,
but Durant's not going to play. He can't play.
He opts in.
Great. But he's not going to play.
No, I didn't say he wasn't going to play, but he opts in.
But I'm saying...
Listen to me. Thompson signs. The rest of that crew are gone. I'm telling you. Cousins is gone.
Yeah, no. They said he's already gone.
Livingston's gone. He's probably going to retire.
Yeah.
Iguodala. I mean, all those guys who don't have a contract are probably gone because they won't have the money. Now, will some people take less to play the next year? I don't think so. Not without the starting cast there. If I'm an NBA player, if I want to win now, Golden State is not on my list.
So then you have three players. You go down to Steph, Green, and Clay.
And Clay's not going to play next year.
You get Nick Young back.
Oh, must get Robert Parrish back at John Lucas, Rick Barry at this point. John Lucas,
his son.
When they traded Barry to Houston, that was the reward, was John Lucas. And then they found out quickly that A, he liked tennis, and B, he liked nose candy or whatever it was.
You never know.
Hey, that guy turned his life around. John Lucas was an excellent guy. Good NBA coach.
Which one? Is senior or junior?
Senior.
Okay.
Junior bounced around a lot. Do you want to talk about Houston now? Because I have a suspicion you want to talk about Houston.
I do.
Dilemma with multiple fronts.
That was my
players and coaching.
That was my last topic, and it's great because we're at 48 minutes, and we'll wrap this up. We'll wrap this up perfectly because we've seen Chris Paul and Harden go at it. We've seen that. In my eyes, I don't think Harden can win ever. I don't think that dude is meant to win a championship because...
As a superstar, as your number one player, you're saying?
He's just not that guy. To me, he's all about, I need to score 40 points a game, and no one else can do anything.
You're talking about ball domination, and that includes assists. Dominating the ball.
He kills me.
He's not a point guard.
He kills me.
But he plays. But he plays the forward position.
Stop using that term as.
Well, I agree with you.
He's not a point guard. You are a shooting guard. You are it's not even a guard. You are a shooter. You come down the court. You shoot. That's all you do.
Defensively inept. As bad as they come.
Inept. Might as well just take
That's the bottom tier.
Might as well take him off the court while you're playing defense because he's going to be like, no, I just give me the ball, shoot, I'm good. And you're awesome at shooting. You're awesome at driving the paint. You're awesome at... You're unbelievable player offensively. Defensively, you suck.
It's monkey balls. I use that term.
Monkey balls, you suck
hard.
Monkey balls.
It's hard. I hate watching him play. It's an ugly game. It's all about shot. There's no substance to it. The scoring's amazing.
You are just a major piece of trash when it comes to defense. Defensive side of the ball, terrible. And you know it. The fact that you know it, and you know it. That's my thing. You've seen the videos of you being like, oh yeah, well, let him go.
Shaq and fool.
It drives me nuts. It's like, dude, you could be like, he knows how to play defense. It's not like he doesn't know how to play defense. Put in the fucking effort. Play both sides of the court, and you would be Kawhi personified because you can shoot the lights out of the stadium.
It's hard watching a player take all his energy and just put it into offense. There's two sides to the game. I detest players that don't play defense. Detest. That's why I'm not a fan of his. I agree with you 100%. That guy will not lead Houston to anything.
Ever.
Pain and misery.
You leave, Chris Paul leaves, okay, bye, see ya. What are you going to do? What are you going to win? Nothing. You're not going to win anything besides another scoring title. And let me tell you, like I said before, if that's what you want to do and you want to stay in your lane of I want to be the scoring title, I want to win blah blah blah. Hey, and you don't want to win it, you don't want to win a championship? Who am I to judge you? I don't give a shit. But you don't say, hey, I can't win with this team when all you want to do is score buckets. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
As that team is currently constructed, I don't care if Harden decided to... That's my Keebler Elf beer, you know. If he decided to stop some of that scoring and actually focus on defense, there's still... The West has top-tier teams. They ain't one of them.
They're not.
No.
Yeah, they made the Western Conference Finals.
Any Chris Paul team, I don't know what it is. There's a cloud over him. I don't know what the deal is with Chris Paul, but any team with Chris Paul...
Because he demands too much of the ball.
Both of them do. I don't know how they play with each other. I don't know how they play together.
And that's why they got mad at each other.
Yeah, it's a disgrace.
I don't enjoy watching it.
Give me that beer.
I don't enjoy watching two people that are basically ball hogs complain about who's getting the ball.
They're so tough to watch.
Stop. Just stop. I don't want to see it. No one wants to see it. You know why? Because you watch it in a highlight and it's just gut-wrenching. You're like, oh, you guys can't even play together. You can't even talk it out. You know what the sad... You can't say, hey, I don't, like, fourth quarter, you take over. I'm going to feed you.
Right.
You can't even have that rapport with your teammate.
If you think about the offenses they play there,
fuck.
Let's take Chris Paul off that team. Who do you stick on there that can play with an enigma like that? You can't put Rondo. Rondo asks for the ball. You can't put a Rubio out there because Rubio would become this de facto shooting guard, and he's not a shooter. So
no,
I don't know who you could put there as a point guard in the NBA as constructed. That
I have the solution. You need to get back one of the players that used to play on Houston, Donald Beverly, and then take in Avery Bradley and put him on the team.
You see, AC. Avery Bradley's not a point guard though.
No. But you don't need them to play point guard. You need them to just be disruptive.
You do not want Harden dribbling the ball that much. So yes, you need a point guard.
He wants to dribble the ball that much.
The problem is,
but you're gonna go back to so D'Antoni, who is centric on one person just handling the ball all the time. You're gonna tell him not to have one dude dribble the ball all the time? It's insane to me to watch. At the end of the day, he's never gonna become anything but he won the MVP 1 year. Right? I'm sorry, James Harden, but you're not going to do anything after this because you don't want to play the game. You want to do everything your way in Houston. You want to get paid.
That might be D'Antoni's offense too. He needs to go, by the way. I'm sorry. You need to leave. And Houston's not giving an extension because there's a reason for that.
But
he needs to leave. They need.
But at the end of the day, who is James Harden going to listen to? Popovich?
Yes, that would be a perfect coach because Popovich would sit his ass down if he didn't listen. That's
no, but I'm saying
Popovich would be a perfect coach. That's the guy.
But that's the only coach that would get him in check. That's the only coach.
Probably, yes.
Brad Stevens would be like, "Oh, put it on the bench."
No, we saw what Kyrie Irving did to Brad Stevens. And it's all Brad Stevens' fault.
And then go to Twitter and Instagram. You're in a small in the Spurs. You're in a small market. No one's gonna see you tweet once or no one's gonna see it.
Calipari, Patino. I mean, that's the kind of I think he would respect a larger-than-life coach, believe it or not. And D'Antoni is not a larger-than-life coach. He is an offensive-minded, I have no clue about defense coach. And I'm telling you, if they brought in a Calipari or Patino, somebody that has a bigger ego than Harden would have trouble there. I'm not saying Patino would win with them. I'm not saying Calipari would, but that's the kind of guy you need.
Yeah.
And a lot of these coaches are retired. The Phil Jacksons are gone.
Yeah, for sure.
Even like a Chris Fuller, a guy that would ride a hot hand, wouldn't put up with that.
And one of my favorite coaches right now, Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah,
it's just not happening anymore.
Tom would help that team out defensively. Tom as an assistant coach on that team would be awesome.
Exactly. You need him as an assistant coach just to do defense. Be like, dude, guys. There's a deep voice.
He's from New Britain, man. Don't make fun of that. But that's what you need and I don't know if D'Antoni just run the offense.
Yeah.
You run it.
We'll wrap it up by saying this. You know what? At the end of the day,
Kyrie sucks.
No. At the end of the day,
Kyrie sucks.
Houston needs. You know, a player that encapsulates courage, integrity, hard work.
Here we go. Go ahead, Curtis.
Dan Dickow.
Dan Dickow.
Shout out to you, my man. Shout out
go get a
to
haircut.
you.
Go to your own store and studio. Get a haircut. Can we end this, please? What a disgrace. Bye, Kyrie. Bye.